Hey guys, my name is Gil. You're watching PowMod. I had a really good day streaming today. It was a lot of fun, so go ahead and check it out up here. If anything, it's always going to be in the description down below. Today I wanted to make a short video, something that I'm really excited about, that I know it made my dad really proud, and I feel like it was just about time I did it. So without further ado, let's talk about this. I am going back to MDC, which is school. I'm going back to school. Let me tell you the main reasons why I'm going back to school. One of the biggest reasons is time. I have more time now. I don't have a job, it's 2020. Not having a job means I have more time to actually focus in school. When I was in college, I had to work my job and also had to help my mom out with her business. So it was a lot of rushing through the progress of learning something. If I had an hour to learn something, I actually had to learn it in 30 minutes. If not, I had to rush to either go to work, go to school, or other things. The other thing I want to talk about is technology is really welcomed nowadays. It's not that it wasn't allowed, but it was definitely a different feeling whenever you would break out your computer taking notes and then have a professor ask a question. And with the simplicity of a MacBook, which is what I used to use as a 2013 MacBook Pro, I would take this to school, I would hit Command Space, search whatever the professor was asking, and I would give them a really quick answer. It would be correct, but they would always see it as, oh, he just Googled it, or oh, he's cheating. And that made very little to no sense to me because I didn't. It took less time for me to search for something in my typed notes than everyone else who had their handwritten notes. So the professors would see it as cheating or that I would just Google the answer. And that's not what it was. I would genuinely would just hit Command Space, type in the word that he was asking, and I had everything available to me. And when you think of that nowadays, if you don't have a tablet, like for example, an Apple tablet with a keyboard or a MacBook in class, you're actually behind. And so that's what it felt like for me. It felt like I was trying to make my life easier and the professors wouldn't let you. Another reason is digital notes. I have pretty bad handwriting. A lot of us do, it's okay. But with typing, it was a lot easier for me to read my notes back again. And sometimes the professors will let you use those notes in class for either a quiz or a test, and they wouldn't allow you to use typed notes. They would rather you have handwritten notes. So that meant that if I did type it in class, I would then have to go home and spend more time to write all those notes, which were about 6 to 7 pages, depending on the lecture. And that's every class time. So that meant that I would have to go home and not only spend time studying, but spend time writing those notes by hand. Again, my handwriting is not the prettiest, and it definitely affected the way that I would participate in class. Another reason why I really wanted to go back to school is because I can afford technology now. And in the sense of I can have a reliable PC. This thing, again, has been with me since 2013, but it messed up the hard drive, I believe, twice, and all my stuff got erased. One of them happened to be during finals week, and it was so tragic. And another time it happened during voice juries. So what your juries are is you have to sing in front of like 6 or 7 professors and musicians who then criticize you. And I would have all of my piano and sheet music and everything in my laptop, and for the day of the performance, when I had to plug in, I had nothing. So in the middle of my juries, I had to be excused singing in that time slot, and I had to switch with the person who was after me. I had to run to the office, find the sheet music, print it, find a professor who was willing to play the music, and luckily it all worked out for me. It was still a lot of fun. But now having these reliable things, for example, my iPad, I've never had an issue with it, or this PC, I've never had an issue with it, and I don't think I ever will. I'm just gonna knock on wood. It's having that good thing that just works available. I had trust in this MacBook, don't get me wrong. I still edit in this MacBook and I still use it every single day. I'm so grateful that it works. I'm gonna knock on wood one more time. But I'm just gonna make sure that now, whenever I do my classwork and anything else that I have to do, I always do backups, which is something I never used to do because I thought my computer would simply work. If I wanna keep going, another reason was reliable internet. So where I live, if you've ever followed me on Instagram, you can see that I have horrible internet, and I mean horrible. I will put it up here right now. Yeah, it's just tragic. So now 150 down and 10 up. It's really, really good for streaming, for video calls, for classes. And they're still doing it over like a Zoom or Blackboard, I believe that they're doing now. So it let me down a bunch of times. I definitely had to make runs for Starbucks, and No, sorry, McDonald's. I didn't go to Starbucks back then. I would just go to McDonald's, submit my homework, rush back home to get some sleep because I had to wake up early for classes, then go to work and then help my mom out with her business. So it was definitely a time-consuming thing of not having internet. I know this is a weird video and it's just me rambling on why I'm going back to school, but it's something that I do take a lot of pride on. One more thing that I realize is, as an adult now, I will not take no for an answer. Back then, I had really bad counselors and they just refused to help you. Or whenever you actually made an appointment, they wouldn't show up. Whenever you would email them 2 or 3 questions in the same email, they would reply with only one of the answers, and I didn't know to which question. So now, if something happens like that, if something's ever to happen like that, I'm definitely gonna reach out to more people and make sure that they can help me before he even gets a chance to reply. And it's already happened. I'm not in school yet, I have just applied. They had a financial incentive that if you sign up for school again, you would get 2 free credits. I did, and I asked do I need to be in-state tuition? Do I have to be seeking a degree? And they replied no, which was weird because I had 2 questions in that email, but then I go to find out that I needed to be an in-state tuition and I needed to have a path. Computer engineering business application, which is basically learning to write code. If you ever want to take it into a further thing, you can do web design and you can do stuff like that. And that's something that I really want to do just for fun, just to goof around, just to learn something. And if I get really good at coding, might as well launch an app. And I do have a couple ideas for apps. So if any of you are app developers or web developers and you want to give me a hand, let me know. I would greatly appreciate the help. If you guys want to catch me on stream, twitch.tv/you'rewatchingpowmod, the Instagram @you'rewatchingpowmod. Do me the favor, go follow Meowing Nico. If it wasn't for her, none of this would be possible. Oh, also shout out to Zuda Daily. They gave me one of these shirts and I will remake that video, I promise. For now, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You're watching Powmod. You guys have a great one.